I'm Izzy, and I am also a struggling film student.
Today we're going to talk about the shit show that is the Oscars. Alright, Best Picture. Oppenheimer, The Holdovers, Anatomy of a Fall, Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon, Barbie, American Fiction, Zone of Interest, Maestro, and Past Lives.
Oppenheimer will definitely win, however, I think Poor Things should win.
I think this is Nolan's year.
Obviously. I mean, Oppenheimer's fucking won every other award show, ceremony, category.
Literally the only precursor I think it had a shot to lose was the BAFTAs, because the BAFTAs fucking loved Poor Things by the nominees. And so I thought that was Poor Things' only chance to maybe take over Oppenheimer at a ceremony, but it still won. So with that, it is like, it's going to be a sweep.
It's sweeping everything.
If it was my Oscars, I would pick Anatomy of a Fall personally, or Poor Things.
I'd pick Poor Things.
But I do think Oppenheimer is, like, it's an achievement.
It's a great movie, I'm not going to deny that.
It's the white male actor Olympics. Best Director, we got Chris Nolan for Oppenheimer, Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, and Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest. Like I said before, this is Nolan's to lose, I think.
No, Nolan's already won the Golden Globe for that. I think Yorgos, again, should win. I think Poor Things should get the Best Picture, and therefore Yorgos should get Best Director. He literally put us in his own universe. There's a whole fucking world. It's honestly more original than Oppenheimer. And not that, like I said, Oppenheimer is great, but like...
He's ambitious and it pays off a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I love that, like, he doesn't like using CGI. Like, everything's legit. Like, I love that with the atomic bomb.
Yeah,
like
the Trinity test.
He literally did like a whole fucking legit bomb explosion. Like, that was fucking brilliant.
He and it's kind of like just he's been working for so long.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta give him something eventually. I was so fucking excited that Justine Triet even got nominated, and so I would personally have her win, just because for my vision of directing, I love how directors handle actors and how they perform, and I feel like the performances that she pulls from Sandra Hüller, and I'm forgetting the kid's name in that movie, but I just think it's amazing. And how she's like, kind of does like that fly on the wall kind of thing. And I just think she did a great job. And that's why I get a little, I'm a Greta Gerwig stan here, as someone who's like, but I also get a little upset if people are like, why is she here and not Greta? And I'm like, watch the film and you will get it. No. But I also am on the track that I think that Greta should be here.
100%. Greta also deserves to be there.
Yeah.
Because when I watched Barbie, I was like, God damn. Like, I did not expect it to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
And especially, like, hearing about, like, everything Greta, like, she put her whole fucking, like, heart into that movie.
And you watched it late. That's what you watched it with the, like, kind of Barbie.
Yeah, knowing all the controversy and everything.
And you still loved it.
No, because...
I saw it opening day, I think.
Yeah. I said it once, I'll say it again. Greta told no lies. She told no lies.
Honestly, wouldn't be mad if Jonathan Glazer won for The Zone of Interest, because as much as that movie was kind of hit or miss for me, the way that he like just basically set up the camera and directed the scenes.
No, that was a beautiful movie.
Yeah, it's just
beautifully shot. Like, everything was like, and the whole storytelling. Like, there wasn't really a plot.
No,
but
not
it was
really.
more of, excuse my phrasing, a slice of life for the Nazis.
The slice of life Nazi movie.
Like, you either get, like, the Allies or, like, the Jewish perspective. You never get, like, the actual Nazi Germany perspective. And it was, like, very eye-opening, I guess.
Biggest race of the night, and that's Best Actress. We have Annette Bening for Nyad, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, and Emma Stone for Poor Things. So this is the Battle of the Stones. It's a battle of Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone.
Real.
I am going Lily Gladstone, I think. I would just put Sandra Hüller slightly above her, but I think she brings a great performance. And now that she's won the SAG and they're kind of splitting the precursors, I think it would make more sense for the Academy to give it to Lily Gladstone, personally. The only thing that keeps me on my toes with it is she's not in the movie that much. That's kind of, she's it's a 3.5-hour movie, and Lily Gladstone's in it for around 30 minutes. Whereas Poor Things is all Emma Stone.
That is something I heard.
Yeah.
Now this is my controversial. And this is also from reading Alex's review. Apparently, I have not seen the movie, but apparently it's supposed to be about Native Americans, and it's mostly about white dudes. That's what I heard.
That was one of my biggest gripes with the movie. But yeah, she's just not in it that much, and when she's in it with Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, she barely has any scenes, like, as her own, or, like, even with her sisters, who is, like, quintessential part of the novel, I've heard. She is the shining light of that. She acts circles around De Niro and DiCaprio in every scene she's in with them, and that's nuts because that's two of the greatest actors, like, of all time, and she just kills it.
And I would not be upset if she won.
Mm-hmm.
Like, good for her.
Yeah.
She, from what I've heard from you and Nick, she definitely probably deserves it.
Yeah.
However, just because I haven't seen the movie, I do have to go with Emma Stone.
And she really, Emma Stone, I think it's her best performance.
Emma Stone in Poor Things is not Emma Stone. That
No.
is not even, she's not even recognizable as Emma Stone.
Yeah.
It's a whole, like, she did an amazing job. Like, in that moment, she was and is Bella Baxter.
Yeah.
No Emma is in sight. Like, whereas in, like, all her other performances, you're like, okay, it's Emma Stone. I would have to say, next to that, definitely Sandra Hüller. I've never heard of her before, Zone of Interest or Anatomy of Fall. And easily is becoming, like, one of my favorites. Because she just, both performances blew me away.
Now, Best Actor. We have Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
Coleman Domingo and Jeffrey Wright are both amazing actors.
Yeah, and they've just had hell of, like, crazy careers.
Yeah, I remember first seeing Coleman Domingo in Fear the Walking Dead.
Really?
Yes, like, that was, like, one of the very first roles I've ever heard, like, about him. And I'm like, even that, I'm like, damn, love him. And then in Euphoria, and then he's just taking it away from there in, like, major roles. So, like, good for that guy.
Yeah,
I'm proud of him because he's fucking amazing, and I'm glad people are fucking realizing that.
But it's Cillian Murphy's to lose.
Obviously.
I thought that Paul Giamatti had a shot.
Oh, he's great. I loved him in Holdovers, but Cillian.
Yeah, and Paul Giamatti won the Critics' Choice. And so that kind of had me like, maybe he has a chance. But then Cillian Murphy won the BAFTA. Yeah, and that got me to be like, okay, so this is Cillian's.
Cillian definitely deserves it.
Yeah.
And no hate to Paul Giamatti. Love him. Was fantastic in Holdovers.
He really was.
But if my man, Cillian Murphy, does not get that Oscar, I will be mad.
The pride of Ireland.
Love that guy. He deserves it.
It'd be kind of a cool moment if both Cillian Murphy and Christopher Nolan win their Oscars here because they've been working together for so long.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even, like, seeing him in, like, as the Scarecrow
No,
in
that's
Batman
Christopher
Begins.
Nolan's man.
And
Like, that's
he's
his
a
go-to.
guy.
That is, like, Quentin Tarantino's Samuel L. Jackson.
He is really great in Oppenheimer. Like, I would not be mad at all if I think I'd actually I think he'd be my pick to win.
Yeah, no, he for sure deserves it, and I have full confidence that he will get it.
Then there's Best Supporting Actress, which I think is the most predictable award of the night. The nominees are Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, American Ferrera for Barbie, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, Jodie Foster for Nyad, and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. It's Divine Joy Randolph's, and I don't think it's even close with anyone else.
She's like Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Like, she's won pretty much all the awards for every, like, the precursors so far.
And I think I'd pick her, too. Looking at all of these nominees, again, not seeing Danielle Brooks.
Honestly?
She really just killed it in The Holdovers, in my opinion.
I'll be real, and sorry, world, but everyone in that category, I can't say for Danielle Brooks or Jodie Foster, but everyone else was just like, they were good.
They had their moments. That's kind of what this category is to me.
Special. Like, Emily Blunt, she was great. I love that scene where she was arguing about Robert Downey Jr. and, like, how the fuck can you not tell that he's the traitor, like, he's against you, and
he's the imposter.
Yeah, he's Judas.
He's Judas.
And just through a couple, I'm like, that was great. But, like, overall, like, it was like she didn't have a lot of time.
Same with America Ferrera. Like, it's the monologue. It's hard
No,
to be a
and-
woman, and which is phenomenal. But I give that credit to Greta because the monologue is so great. But America Ferrera does a great job giving it.
That's another thing, yeah. Seeing America Ferrera in Barbie compared to her previous roles in the past, like, outstanding. Like, good for her. But like you said, it is the monologue that kind of got her to that position.
Kind of sealed the deal for it.
Like, the rest of it was just, she was just like a goofy, quirky mom.
Which kind of just shocked me because America Ferrera was like my number 7 or 8 when the nominees were happening. And when I saw, because supporting actress was one of the first nominees of the morning on Oscar nomination morning. And so I saw her there and I'm like, oh, Barbie's gonna have a fucking day. Greta's gonna get director, Margot's gonna get actor, it's just gonna get everything. And it didn't. And so I'm like, that's the only thing that makes me think of like a possible like surprise of America Ferrera winning. It's just the fact that she's here in the first place, and like Margot and Greta aren't, show that they loved her performance. Just looking at the Academy.
Yeah.
But I would personally give it to Divine Joy Randolph.
I would pick her.
Now, Best Supporting Actor. We have Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. It's Downey's.
It is Robert Downey Jr.'s. And I love Robert Downey Jr. He did a great job. And I full on think he deserves it. But at the same time, so does Mark Ruffalo.
He was just a different person in Poor Things.
Yeah, like I said with Emma Stone. Emma Stone did not play Emma Stone. Mark Ruffalo was not Mark Ruffalo. That was a totally different dude.
And even like Ryan Gosling, I think I'm really glad he's here because he is a great dramatic actor and everyone knows that from like La La Land, Blue Valentine. But he's a phenomenal comedic actor and I don't think he gets enough credit for that. Like even like The Nice Guys.
Oh, he was hilarious in Nice
he was
Guys.
amazing in The Nice Guys. So I'm really glad he's here, but I think Robert Downey Jr. killed it in Oppenheimer. And I think it's a congrats you survived the MCU award. Here's your Oscar.
For sure. And he was so great at playing both sides.
And I will say, Charles Melton should be here over Robert De Niro. Charles Melton gave my favorite performance of the fucking year, I think, and the fact that he is not here is so upsetting to me.
He surpassed the CW.
For crying out loud.
Like
Screw the MCU. This man came from the C fucking
That was the
W.
biggest fight of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Because he went like, I am not just some shitty little teenage Riverdale actor. I can actually act, and I'm gonna show you. And he did. It was amazing.
And he's not here. Adapted screenplay. Here, this is kind of where it gets interesting for me. So the nominees are American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. This is the Oscars are the only award show where Barbie is an adapted and not original. So we have no precursors to look at for Barbie and adapted because it has been nominated in original.
And it won the original.
And it's been winning. I think it won the WGA for original screenplay.
Yeah. I do understand why it was put into adapted because Barbie is not an original idea. Granted, this whole idea, the whole story is,
Yeah.
but the concept of Barbie
It's based
based on the dolls and everything. So I do understand that. However, I do think it should be an original because like you're just writing about a doll.
Yeah.
Like,
But I do have it winning.
really?
I do. This is kind of my one like underdog pick of the night, I think. Because I think they gotta show Greta some love somewhere. And this could be the best thing. And it would be cool because Noah Baumbach also wrote it. So and they're married, seeing both of them up there
True.
winning an award. And they've been like killing it in the movie game. Honestly, I just think Barbie's so well written. Like, it'd be my pick. I would pick Barbie.
It is well written. It was, like I said, it was, when I watched that the first time, even knowing both sides of the controversy and everything, I still thought it was fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, I don't know, I was kind of overwhelmed by how good it was.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was just gonna be, like, I didn't think it was actually gonna be anything special. Like, I knew it had strong feminism themes, but I didn't think it was as outstanding as it was.
I don't think this will win.
You don't think, really?
But I want Poor Things to win.
Yeah.
I
It's pretty.
honestly, I don't know who the fuck will win.
This one's
That
weird.
it's hard.
Mhm.
Oppenheimer, Barbie, and Poor Things. I could see either of them winning. Will I be pissed if Oppenheimer wins? Hell fucking yeah. Because as we fucking said, Christopher Nolan cannot write women.
Exactly.
So that's just an insult to women, especially when you have Barbie in that category. In my heart of hearts, Poor Things deserves it.
And Tony McNamara, the screenwriter for Poor Things, has just been, he just kills it he's like Yorgos's guy. Like he writes scripts literally for Yorgos to just play around with. And just the way he wrote Bella's dialogue and the way that they're able to like show this growth of a person through the way she speaks, the way she acts. That's
The universe that like Yorgos puts you in is just so well thought out and creative. Even though it's an adapted screenplay, it's still like
his
it's
own
very
thing.
original.
Yeah, for sure. Now we have original screenplay. And we got Anatomy of a Fall, Holdovers, Past Lives, May December, and Maestro. Get May December to win this award, please. But also Anatomy of a Fall is great. I think it will win.
I think Anatomy of the Fall will win too, especially because it won the Golden Globe.
Yeah, and the big thing about it winning the Golden Globe is that it's like, that's best screenplay, not adapted. So it went up against Barbie, went up against Oppenheimer. I think it went up against Poor Things, and it's still...
Anatomy of the Fall is definitely going to win that.
Like, just
category.
thinking about the dialogue during that argument scene.
Yeah, in comparison to everything else, like...
And also just the fact that it's written in multiple languages is impressive in its own
Yeah.
right.
And the whole story, like the idea where you have this guy who maybe he was murdered, maybe he was suicide, but who knows, because the witness is his son who is blind. However, I do agree, May December should.
I think it should.